Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 German battleship, Grosser Kurfurst. On the map, Sea of Fortune, at least that's what I think it is. For my build, it's a secondary build and a concealment build. So why did I go both? I honestly want to get in a position without taking fire, and it allows me to do that. Now, I don't have good accuracy on the secondaries, it's more psychological. But, as you will see in this game, given the chance to tank, she can tank. And this is a tank game. I really enjoyed it. I love the German battleships. I love the Germans. I love all the German ships, they're fun. And we get a little damage on the Loa Yang. And I was like, where the hell did my health go? Who took it? At the time, I was like, it's gotta be that Bismarck. It was actually the Tirpitz. That traitor. How dare you? We're Germans! We're supposed to be on the same side. Of course, we're not on the same side in this game, but regardless, I'm watching you. I'm watching you, my friend. So, Grosser Kurfurst. What is it good at? Taking damage. It's very good at taking damage. It's also very good at punishing, if given the chance, because it has a high rate of fire, and the turrets traverse. So, if you're gonna openly fire against something like this, be ready to get a response. And that's why I enjoy her. I like the high rate of fire, and already the Bismarck is not looking good. Place a little bit of damage on the enemy battleship, who apparently was going bow on a little bit. But that's okay. We're not the primary target. If they could fire on the Bismarck, they will fire on that Bismarck. And I'm going, okay, I don't want to turn towards the enemy. I think I can fit my big self in this gap right here without disrupting the Bismarck, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And, oh, hello there, Shimakaze. Wouldn't it be terrible if we got a little bit of damage on you? Secondary's going off. Look how much bigger I am compared to the Bismarck. That's kind of funny. But overall, mitigated that damage pretty well. And already, potential damage shot at us about 430,000. So, you know, that's nothing. We still got lots of game to go. And we don't really have a base yet. So I was like, it looks like the enemy is sort of setting up shop north of B. And I would really like to get something going. I also was playing on stream, and this was just a filler game because ranked was both annoying in queue and also just in playstyle. So I was like, I'm not going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to go play random. And this is the game that we got. So it ended up working out pretty well, honestly. I felt like, at least so far, we're alive. And we got a citadel. A stray citadel. I don't know what the hell happened. A single shell of all 12 made contact and got us a citadel. The rest, island, hit along, short, who knows, who knows. But just going to continue firing, keeping up the pressure on the enemy Montana. Looks like he's going to move away. And whoa, someone did a ton of damage. And I think it was Yamato. I think that ship just absolutely brutalized the Montana. Maybe a 20,000. But guns are ready to go. And we're going to continue firing those beautiful, beautiful German guns. And no, accuracy's not there, but the rate of fire is. And I'll take that. I'll take a salvo like that and another giant citadel. Either it's a giant citadel or it's a giant salvo making contact. Just absolutely destroyed the Tirpitz in damage. I was like, maybe we can finish them off. Gonna move forward while this is going on. I noticed that the Shimakaze on the enemy team, last known position, well away from C point. So I think I can take this. I can capture it. I think it's absolutely a possibility. There is a Zhao that's coming in, but if he shows too much of his ship, he's going to die. It's not designed to be close. It's designed to be near max range, which is all the more hilarious that it has torpedoes that only go out to 8 kilometers versus the 10 that most Japanese have. It's one of those weird things. It used to be absolutely ridiculously powerful when you could still fire. Now it's just pretty good and really good in certain situations where it can max gun range. But the torpedoes are very limited in their use case. I would much prefer the German torpedoes because you've got a little bit more angle of fire on your torpedoes, and you're not giving up that much. You're only giving 2 kilometers. Ooh, the cruiser shows himself. Oh, well, you know what? Shells at the waterline taste pretty good, don't they? Absolutely a mistake by him. And I've got hydroacoustic up, and I'm like, okay, well, we've got to move forward fast. And I don't think it's going to be fast enough. I'm going to take 2 torpedoes, but that's okay. We'll put it out with our damage control because we always are flooded. And we've sustained about 1 million damage in this game so far. Just you wait. Just you wait. More incoming. Enemy Montana showing a ton of side. I'm going to try and shove it in at the waterline, hopefully. Looks like he's angling away a little late, but I don't know where the damage went, but it certainly wasn't on the Montana. Doing 2,500 for that salvo feels pretty disappointing. Not gonna lie. And we're still detected, so I know that the Shimakaze is at least close enough. All the other ships are behind islands or too far away. And I just want to punish the Baltimore for being out in the open. Not as successful as I would have liked. Of course, we get return fire from the Montana. I will get you. And yeah, the rate of fire is just fabulous. And enemy Yamato. His waterline is so tall. I had Citadel I could go. I let him too much. Oh my gosh. It just sucks, you know. You feel like, oh, this is it, this is my chance. Not really. I have so many of those where if I was just a little bit more precise with my shot, boy, would I be like the best player ever. I'm sure everyone deals with that, but the location, just a touch too much lead on the target. If I would have walked it back a little bit more, maybe aimed under the front gun turrets, and then obviously his ship movement would propel it into, probably would have Citadel 2 or 3 times. But regardless, it's the way it works out. Still fairly close game. We've got 1 less ship alive. They've got only 1 base though, so it's kind of a push on who has the advantage at this point. However, he's burning real well, and I didn't want to make the same mistake, so I elevate the gun and fire near the target. Unfortunately, it doesn't really look like we got as much damage as I would have liked. Didn't get in the Citadel, of course, and a lot of shells either hit the water or they just dispersed away. So we're going to try it once again. Oh god, that dispersion's awful. Terrible dispersion. That was a German dispersion right there. German battleships, notorious 1.8 Sigma. They really need volume of fire. That's their go-to method. So I'm like, okay. We'll get a little bit closer. Double check that the Grosser Kurfurst on the enemy team isn't looking this way. He is not. He is very much engaged with another target. And, oh, hello there. He has a secondary build. Why not? But I'm going to focus on Yamato. And secondary sets on fire. Perfect. That should be enough. And, oh, hello there. Torpedoes probably from the DD. Just barely avoided a big shot from the Bismarck. And conveniently able to avoid all the torpedoes. Ooh, 15,000 on that Bismarck. And we burned down enemy Yamato. Of course. Of course we do. Friendlies were able to deal with the Grosser Kurfurst. Don't really know what happened there. But we're alive. 2 or 3 enemy ships were defeated. And I'm just looking for another target. And oh, here we go. Enemy turrets. And of course he's going to fire on me. And oh, there's a gearing. Oh, there's a gearing. Angle for the turrets. Ooh, big salvo. Big salvo. But I got to focus on the gearing. Because the gearing, and then of course, the Kagero, right? That's Kagero? Yeah, Kagero is back, and I need to take these guys out. So first shot on him, and I feel like, oh, this is a great shot. Not quite. Just a little bit too much. 2 fires, I put it out, and I didn't really want to ram the island, but it looks like that's what I just did. Because I'm German, adrenaline rush, really fast rearm, we'll be able to take out the gearing. Yep, gearing's dead. I could fire at the battleship. I could also fire at the destroyer with my back guns. And, oh god, here comes some more. One of my front guns is incapacitated, and the gearing torpedoes I want to avoid, of course. Man, I wish I had both guns on the front. I'm hoping... Okay, friendlies are able to take them out. That's okay, that's okay. Focus on the enemy DD, and of course, right as I get a chance to focus on the DD, he goes stealth. Probably should have assumed the teammates would deal with the battleship, but that's not what worked out. So, we're up to 3 million. Yeah, we're up to 3 million. Not bad. That's a lot of damage expended on us. That's really what you look for in your German battleships. Really tanking a ton of damage. Imagine how much damage our team was able to avoid because it was all focused on me, right? That's the thought process behind the ships that can mitigate. Another ship that you might not think can mitigate damage, and I don't know why he backed up out of his smoke, but regardless, we got him. Another ship that you might not think, and oh, enemy Montana, I'm trying to angle, just not enough. My heal was almost off cooldown. Teammates are pretty healthy. I think they can do this. But another ship that you might not think is really good at absorbing potential damage is a Soviet destroyer. If you're openly firing and the enemy is trying to engage you, they're probably going to miss your ship. Right? This isn't damage that hit the ship. It's damage that was sent towards your ship. So if you are close to a torpedo or a shell falls into the water close to you, that's what potential damage is. So a DD or even a cruiser is just as legitimate at taking damage and mitigating it for your team. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend that unless you're very good at maneuvering or have great gun velocity so you can stay at max range. But it's really helpful for the team. And honestly, for me, I love the German playstyle. I love just taking all the damage. Because my team, they can dish it out. This guy in particular, Yamato, he's been doing a great job hitting big shots. And I think the Tirpitz just was trying to fire enemy Shimikazes over by C point, but I don't think it really matters. Our team will be able to capture A point, and the Tirpitz should show himself right now. Yeah, there he is. I was like, I think the Tirpitz was firing from the north. That was what I was trying to communicate. I'm going to watch these sail towards the enemy. Come on, baby. Do lots of damage. Yes. That's my Japanese. Oh, big, big, big guns. This ship in particular is actually pretty successful and ranked. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I think it's because of the rate of fire and the gun accuracy. Similar to the Republic, I think that works in their favor. And yeah, this should be the kill shot. He just doesn't have enough health. And these shells are way too big. Yeah, there we go. So, only the Shima left. Friendly Rune is going to be pushing forward. Now, when I was watching this, I was going, okay, it's a German. He's going to have German hydroacoustic, and he's going to push forward. Well, this player came into my stream and was like, actually, I have defensive fire. And I was like, oh, no, why? Yeah, he says it actually in chat because he can hear me. So this is going to be a lot more difficult than he was expecting or hoping. Now, one other thing that I was surprised by is that the ducking that when you're firing in smoke provides with the gun bloom, that actually exists for people engaging you as well. So this enemy is forcing himself to be detected. Well, the friendly German cruiser is forcing himself to be detected by firing. If he would have held his fire and surface detected him with his ship, he probably could, ambush and point blank him. But because he was openly firing, he is just revealing himself to the enemy. That's why he's being spotted. I had another instance where I was similar, where the enemy was sitting in smoke, and I was, in my naivete, believing that I would be completely safe from harm by just sailing up in my DD and trying to surface detect him. The guaranteed 2-kilometer acquisition. Because game or two previously, I had just run into some destroyer using target acquisition, and they did it again. It was a DD using target acquisition, because I wasn't openly firing at that point. No. Takes a torpedo, because the Shima sees him. So, don't openly fire. You want to gain distance on the enemy, and then point blank him. Because if you're openly firing, you're basically giving him free concealment in his smoke. And it runs with the same bloom effect that you would expect from being in the smoke. So a destroyer blooms out to 2, maybe 3 kilometers. A cruiser blooms from anywhere between 7 to 12 kilometers, and then a battleship blooms, basically the full bloom. So just keep that in mind. I probably made that mistake before. I never really considered that, I guess that would work. I always thought that they would keep smoke as a disadvantage when you didn't have any detection. But regardless, we tanked a ton of damage for our team. It was fun. 4 kills, 153,000 damage, almost 154,000, and then almost 3.5 million tanked. I needed a game like this. This is so opposite of ranked. Ranked is surgical. This is brutal, and I prefer that gameplay style, but that's not what you're going to get in ranked. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.